Representative Akin, Congressman, Republican, of course, has decided that that liberals hate God. Literally. But when questioned on this, he says he is not backing down. Good for him. If you're going to be an idiot, you should insist on being an idiot. And so, in fact, let me just give you real quick his original quote on this. He said, "At the heart of liberalism really is a hatred for God and a belief that government should replace God." Okay, fascinating. That's what he told Tony Perkins, who's the head of the Family Research Council. So now he's going to explain himself. Let's go to clip 16.
First of all, there's some groups calling on you to apologize. Have you apologized or will you apologize?
No, I don't think there's anything to apologize for. I think I could clarify that I was talking about public references, too. I think that clarifies it a little bit, but there's just such a historic pattern there that I think it was probably could have been clarified. But no, I'm not going to apologize for what I see liberalism doing and trying to take God out. I'll tell you why it concerns me and why it's an issue, and that is Thomas Jefferson's own words, which are inscribed on his monument in Washington, D.C. He says, "Can the liberties of a people be secure if we remove the conviction that those liberties are the gift of God?" What he's saying is the history of our country is we have fought because we believe that God gives us inalienable rights. And Jefferson is saying if you don't believe your rights come from God, then any time a king or emperor or tyrant tells you to do something else, you say, oh, I guess I got to do what he says. But Jefferson knew that we couldn't take that attitude. So he directly connects the idea that our liberties, our freedom in America, which we fight for and which we treasure, is a gift that comes from God.
All right, so let's break that down a little bit. First of all, at no point did he explain his original comment, which is that liberals hate God, right? He just went on to say that he thinks God should be part of our government. And then he cited Thomas Jefferson as his reasoning for that, except ironically, of course, Thomas Jefferson helped craft the Constitution, which said that God should not be part of our government. In fact, we were the first country in the history of the world not to be a specific religion. So we were a secular state. Every state until then had been a Christian empire, nation, etc., or a Muslim empire, nation, etc., right? And the guy who came up with that idea, apparently, according to Akin, is a guy who wanted to make sure that God was intermingled with our government. If he's pushing that idea, then Akin is right that I am opposed to him on that. I don't believe that we should be ruled by Akin's God, or by Joe Bob's God, or Muhammad Abdullah's God. I don't want to be ruled by anybody's God, okay? And because then you're going to have a fight over the gods. Oh, but my God says this. Well, my God says that. Okay, which law are we going to decide based on whose God we're going to listen to? That's why Thomas Jefferson was a genius and said, let's not do the government that way. Let's do a nation of men, okay? And that is what they created. It's called America. And apparently, Representative Akin is not quite appreciative of the gift that the Founding Fathers left us. And second of all, when he gets to liberals hating God, well, that's kind of ironic. First of all, there's a liberal by the name of Martin Luther King Jr., who was a reverend, I don't know if you know this, and seemed to cherish Jesus Christ and God, mentioned him in almost all of his speeches, and was as liberal as you can imagine. There was another liberal named Thomas Jefferson, who founded this country. There was another liberal by the name of Jesus Christ. Now, can anyone really make an argument that Jesus Christ was conservative? You know, we talk about this from time to time, but I want to pose it in the form of that question to you. Is there any rational human being that if they believe in Jesus Christ and what is written in the New Testament can say, no, Jesus Christ is conservative. He thinks you should do corporate tax cuts and more wars, and he doesn't believe in helping the poor or the needy or the average person. He believes that through tax cuts and spending cuts, we will get to a richer economy. Okay, I mean, you take a conservative position, and Jesus Christ is diametrically opposed to it. If Jesus Christ came right now, what do you think Glenn Beck and the conservatives would call him? Everybody knows that they'd call him a communist, Maoist, Van Jonesian, Alinskyite, right? That's what they'd call him. And Akin would be the first one opposed to him. So ironic that he claims the mantle of God and Jesus when his actions are the exact opposite.